We just sold like 6 CGC slabs for about $79. We met a random vendor at a garbage can and he said that he bought. So we ended up getting $79 for about 6 or 7 of our slabs. So we're gonna go find some more singles. Hopefully we can find more sauce.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. As you can see, I had a little bit of footage from the Long Island TCG Show May event, and I didn't get a chance to really record as much as I'd like to. With my daughter next to me and a pretty packed house, it was hard to get as much footage as I wanted, but I did capture the moment where we did sell some slabs by a garbage can. So shout out to the vendor that we met there. Thought it was pretty funny, and being the only thing that we really caught on camera, thought it was a cool thing to add in the beginning. So let's take a look at the cards that we researched prior to the show and what our thought process is going into it, the cards that we picked up during the show, the vendors that we met, the things that we did. Overall, it was a really good experience, and we're excited to show you the cards that we're going to look to send to PSA in hopes that we get some 10s. So sit back, relax, and let's get saucy. Alright, so right before the show, I started doing a lot of research on cards that I wanted to pick up and finding cards that maybe had a lower ungraded raw cost, $20 or less, that had the opportunity for a $100 plus in a PSA 10. And the one set that stuck out the most that kind of fit the criteria here was Brilliant Stars. Now everybody knows that Charizard is the big chase on this one. There's also some beautiful evolutions, including the Umbreon VMAX, the Sylveon VMAX, but what people are sleeping on is this section right here, the evolutions, the $7.89 Eevee Trainer Gallery, the Vaporeon at 11, the Flareon at 9, and then the Jolteon at 8. All of those cards around the $10 mark with opportunities of PSA 10s at 130, 114, 112, and 103. I wanted to make sure that these were some big targets that we wanted to look for at the show. And if you actually notice as well, another card that sticks out with that is actually the Charizard from the Trainer Gallery on this one, which falls under Lost Origin, which we'll look at next. Alright, so we have the Charizard Trainer Gallery from Lost Origin, ungraded at about $10, a PSA 10 just at that 122 mark at a PSA 10 with a few sales per day. Really loved this card when it came out. The Lance on it, the Charizard, big fan in general. So we really enjoyed this card, and to figure this would be a really cool one to try to get into a PSA 10. Alright, the next card is a huge channel favorite. Everyone knows I love this Gloom card from Obsidian Flames. The card has gone up since the time of recording at $15.99. The cards that we've gotten so far have averaged out to be about $10 per, with PSA 10s coming in at $161. Every show we go to, we try to pick up at least 1 to 2 copies of this card, and at the show, this card was all over the place with majority of the vendors, and anytime we had the chance of finding a really nice centered card, we had to pick it up and see if we can get it graded in at a 10. So the Gloom, beautiful card. The night before, we wanted to do that research, and this is what we came up with. Before we look at the cards, I want to shout out to all the vendors for all the different deals that we made. It was really cool interacting with everybody and getting a chance to expand the PokeSauce network. It was also really cool seeing my daughter give out the free cards to everyone that she saw in the crowd as well. So if you're new to the community and you got a PokeSauce card, let me know down in the comments. But shout out to all the vendors making that event such a good time for me and my daughter, and we're definitely looking forward to going to our next one. Alright, so the first card that we picked up was this Charizard from the Lost Origin Trainer Gallery. We got this for $10, and once again, I really enjoyed this Charizard artwork, the Leon in the back, and I think this is a beautiful card. The one thing that we made sure that we did with each card that we got was have it be at least pretty well centered for it to at least pass that check. And we also try to avoid any cards that had any major whitening, because if we're sending it into PSA, we want it to be as perfect as possible. And I know it's going to be tough to really gauge the surface on a lot of these too, being in the show in a very crowded area with a lot going on. It was hard to get through every single card like that, but we wanted to make sure that we had a chance to get at least the centering part done for this. So we have a few Jolteons that we picked up. Once again, all about $10 in price. And these have the opportunity at grading at a 10 with a price point of about $100 to $120. I really enjoyed the Gary on a lot of these artwork as well. The Vaporeon is a beautiful card, and we picked up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 copies of the Vaporeon, and then we picked up 1 copy of the Flareon. $7. Really beautiful card. It's super clean. This card we're going to get ready for PSA grading, as well as these last 2 cards, the Eevees, also from the Brilliant Stars Trainer Gallery. $8 I think is a really good price for these cards, and once again, coming in at 10s, you're looking at cards well over $100 and $120. So I thought these would be really cool to send in given our most recent success with grading Evolution cards. But let me know down in the comments what your favorite card is from this set, and if you think that was a good strategy to pick up for getting these cards graded. Alright, the next cards that we picked up include 3 Glooms from the Obsidian Flame set. I love the artwork on this Gloom. I probably have at least 12 of these at this point, but we picked out 3 clean copies that we're going to send off to grading, and hopefully they all come back as 10s. With price points of anywhere between $140 to $160, and buying these at $10 a piece, these were easy investments that we're going to look to make and hopefully have a good turnaround on. But let me know down in the comments if you have a couple copies of these as well. Alright, the next 3 cards that we picked up include 3 illustration rares. The first one being the Execute, which I think is still one of the coolest cards from Surging Sparks. I really enjoy it. Once again, it's a 151 Pokemon, so it checks that box off for me. The next card we have is a Wugtrio. Kind of a meme as well. We're trying to fill a whole page of Wugtrios, so $2, we'll take it. We'll add it to the binder and set it aside for a future funny page. But the last card, which I was most excited about, includes this Tatsugiri Very Mint illustration rare card. I love this card. I think this artwork is beautiful. It comes in as a 10, and it's probably the most expensive single that we picked up as at the show. But once again, at $15, coming out over at a 10 would be something over 100. And I just really enjoy the artwork on this one. But let me know down in the comments what your favorite illustration rare is that we picked up. Alright, next is a card that we're not actually going to be sending in for grading, but a card that we were looking for one of our master sets. And we are a huge fan of Cosmic Eclipse. The one card that we are missing is this beautiful Vileplume GX that has Erica in the back, and I think we got this for about $10 as well. I always wanted a copy of this card, and now we can add it to our Cosmic Eclipse master binder, and so this was an easy card for us to pick up, but we're long ways ahead of getting our Cosmic Eclipse set to go, and now we got to find some more for it at the next show. Alright, the next 2 cards come from the Crown Zenith Galarian Gallery, the first one being the Lapras. At $6, we got it at $5, and it's crazy because a few shows ago, we actually got a copy of this at $10. It's crazy how low this card has dropped, but I still think there's a ton of value in this one as well. With a bunch of Pokemon in the background, and Lapras also being a 151 Pokemon, I thought this was a great pickup because PSA 10s can come in well over $100. The last card that we got from this one includes the beautiful Mew from the Galarian Gallery from Crown Zenith, and we got this one for $16. And once again, it's a 151 Pokemon with several other Pokemon in the background, and prices of PSA 10s coming in at over $120. I thought this was a really cool card to send in as well, and we were really excited to find a good copy of this at the show too. Alright, so all in all, we're going to send in about 20 cards from this stack to PSA. We really want to make sure that we're looking at cards that are well centered, have no whitening on them, no other scratches or dents or any other scuff marks that are not really going to make it considered to be a 10. So we'll spend some time after this and really take a look at these under a bigger light, just to make sure that we're not sending in cards that don't have the opportunity to get that 10. And we're not perfect, we're not professional graders, but we are going to use this as a little bit of a test and investment to see if the cards that we got from the May event were worth it at the end of the day. But even if they come back as 9s, they're all beautiful artworks, cards that we're excited to add to our collection, or maybe even give away in a future stream. But hopefully you got a chance to enjoy these cards, and let me know down in the comments what your favorite one is from this stack. Alright, so that's going to do it for today's video. If you enjoyed this content and you want to follow along and see what we get on our PSA submission, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and if you enjoyed this video in general, drop a like and leave a comment of what your favorite Pokemon card pickup has been recently. Shout out again to all the vendors that made this event so special, and we look forward to seeing you at other shows as well. Stay saucy, my friends. I'll see you next time.